Now then, here we are, me and the mutt, out on an adventure, heading to the summit of the old man of Coniston, and we've even got the sunshine with us today. Actually, it's only just come out, to be honest, but at least it's showing its face. We've already had a little bit of snow, and it is going to be a very cold one, and there is a hell of a lot of snow forecast for tomorrow, so we're going to see what happens when we get up there. But I am looking forward for tonight because it's going to be just a nice, easy, calm camp, and after my last camp I just feel I deserve it. So anyway, let's get ourselves up there. Oh, bollocks. We're just stood at the old mine workings on the side of the old man of Coniston, and the views here are just cracking. Take a look at that. All the way down to Coniston Water, and you just get the little bit of sun touching on the side of that hill over there. I am glad to be out. And I'll tell you what, I nearly didn't make it either because I got everything ready. Backpack into the van, the dog into the van, I went to turn the key, nothing. Absolutely dead as a dodo. So I tried to bump it off and it won't bump off either, and then I had to go charge it up for an hour or so just so I could get enough power to get it started. So yeah, that was nearly a failure just to not get me here. And then once I'd set off, there were 3 separate road closures on the route that I needed to go on, so it was an absolute nightmare going all the way around. But anyway, we're here, we're smiling, and the dog's happy as well. Well, this is low water. This is about 550 metres above sea level, and it's an absolutely beautiful place, surrounded all the way here by all these sort of crags, and the summit of the old man of Coniston's up there somewhere. But today we're bypassing it. Normally on a nice sunny day it'd be great just to jump in there for a nice dip, but not today. We're actually going to be running out of light soon, so I need to get myself up there and get that tent up. And today's tent is the Fjellraven Keb Dome 2. So for tonight it's going to be rather luxury. because it's pretty big. As you can see, there's a little bit of settled snow on the ground there, because as I set off there was a bit of a downpour and it was a bit wetter down in the valley bottom, but obviously up here a little bit colder. It's actually settled a little bit, so it is showing that we are probably at about freezing, I'd say, at the minute. There's definitely quite a bit of ice on the ground here and there, and it's going to drop well below freezing tonight, I think. What a place though, look at that. Absolutely incredible. And we're about, let's say, 3/4 of the way up, so the views just get better and better the higher you go. Whew. There's some weight in this backpack. I've got a right bead going on. I think I must have about 18.5 kilos, somewhere around there. Because when I get to 20 kilos, that's when I start struggling. Definitely too much for me. But because of the conditions tomorrow being very windy and very snowy, I need to make sure I've got all the kit in my backpack that can survive the conditions. And that does add a bit of weight. Now my little skinny legs can't handle though, for the minute. Whoa, it says nearly falling over. Ah, take a look at that, eh? Life moves pretty fast, and if you don't stop and take a look around once in a while, you could miss it. Alan Bush 2024. Hey Blue, go on, climb. We have made it to the summit of the Old Man of Coniston, 803 metres above sea level, and what an amazing place to be. Yes, I get excited when I get to the top of a mountain. I feel like I've achieved something. You want to play fetch again, dog? Ready? This is a bit of an odd one. So, my name's Alan, and it is a dead name. I've got to be the youngest Alan in the UK, I'm pretty sure. Actually, there is a baby I know called Alan, so maybe it's going to come round again. But I always thought it was the most dullest, boring name ever, and it's just great for an old man. Suits me perfectly. But I am named after the River Allen, and that is spelt differently, which is A-L-L-E-N, but no one else seems to ever be called Alan A-L-L-E-N. But look at that, someone has wrote my name. So that's the summit behind me, and this is the trig point, and there is a difference. Trig points are not always at the highest point on a hill or mountain, but they are at a point where they can be seen from two other trig points. So over on the fell somewhere else there'll be 2 more, and using a theodolite I used to set them up on the trig points and be able to measure the distance between them, and therefore they could then map out areas of land. And this is how all the old sort of maps have been made. Bit of information for you there, but a lot of people don't know that. They always sort of get to the summit and think, why is that not actually at the highest point? But there you go, it's to do with trigonometry and measuring distance. Anyway, I am getting pretty chilly now. It is bloody damn cold up here, so we need to get this tent up, get all my down gear on, and then just make myself a cup of tea, I think, or coffee even, maybe. We will see. That's it, a nice flat bit of ground just down from the summit. So this is going to be home for the night. And if we do get a sunrise, it's going to come up over there, so it's going to just be in the most perfect prime position for it. What do you say, Blue? Are you ready? Yeah. Right, let's get this tent up, eh? There she is then, looking beautiful. Dome tents are definitely harder to pitch than tunnel tents, but once they're in place, they're like a limpet. They just suck themselves onto the ground, and that thing is going nowhere. Luckily, it's quite calm at the minute, but tomorrow's weather has given pretty wild winds and quite a lot of snow, so it's going to be an interesting one. Anyway, I dive straight into my bag. I've put my woolly hat on. I've got my down jacket on because up here it is absolutely freezing. My finger ends are just starting to go as well, so I need to make sure that I'll get inside and get tucked into a sleeping bag as well. So anyway, let's get in, sort ourselves out. One thing I have to be a little aware. One thing I am aware of, and I definitely need to be careful of, is the fact that this tent is pitched right on this edge. So if I get out quickly in the night, I might find myself sort of falling down there. So definitely a head torch on, get out slowly, and make sure I know where the guy lines are. It is cold. Cold. Bloody hell, it is a cold one. Earlier on when I was sort of sorting the tent out and just getting all the bits together before I got wrapped up properly, I was nithered. I proper was nithered. So now I am feeling a lot warmer. I've had time to just sort of raise my body temperature again. I'm in the PHDesigns down sleeping bag, down bottoms, and this down jacket, and that has completely sorted me out. I've also got these Rab mitts on, which are called the Pertex Quantum, and these are just like a really lightweight thin mitt, and I just generally stick them in winter camps just as having like a dry glove to put on and sleep in when it's a really cold winter night. So anyway, they are definitely doing the job as well. So it's time now to make some food because I'm absolutely starving. So for dinner we have a sausage casserole ration pack, and we've also got some pasta to go in that, and of course we've got some broccoli. So I'm going to bang that all in a pan, get some heat to it, and then just have a nice warm meal. I'm looking forward to it. Bluey dog's looking at me because I've just put his food out ready, and he's obviously gonna be hungry. Hey? He is absolutely gorgeous. Right, it smells delicious, does that? Just give it another minute. Where's my broccoli? Let's jump into this, eh? Can't beat a bit of raw broccoli. Right, I think that is going to do us. Let's turn that gas off. Yeah. I'll tell you what, it's really nice being in a big tent. And it's a proper two-man tent, this. There's like absolutely loads of space. Obviously enough for two people to sleep in this middle section, but then there's a vestibule each side. So you can just stick all your bags and rubbish that you need in there. Boots, cook on one side, you know, all the crap on the other side, just whatever you want really. And there's absolutely loads of headroom. Look at that, that's like full back there. And yeah, awesome, it is awesome. Anyway, I'm going to eat my dinner and then I'm going to let Blue have his. Yep, as you'd expect, hotter than the sun. Right, I'm going to sit back and enjoy my dinner. And it does look pretty good. You want your dinner as well, Blue? Go on then. There we go. Romantic dining, eh? Two of us out in a mountain restaurant. Don't get much better than this, does it? Pretty good, that. And I've got a bit of broccoli as well to go with it. Can't beat raw broccoli. So tasty. Yep, it's not a bad place to be. And compared to my last camp, this is just an absolute dream. This is what I always sort of really want. It's just a nice calm evening where you can just sit down, chill out, enjoy being here, actually being proper present in it, rather than having your tent being battered around all over. And I can actually cook a meal, whereas last time I didn't get to do that, nor did I get a cup of tea. So yeah, that's what I'm definitely doing tonight. Nice cup of tea. It's actually really lovely to have the door just wide open, because I can look down into the valley at all little twinkling lights. There's a few sort of houses down there and part of Coniston village as well. And it's just nice to know that I'm up here alone and just, I don't know, just away from it all really. I always really appreciate and try to make myself be real present in the moments when I am sort of up here in this solitude, and just enjoy it. Absolutely enjoy it. Just really, yeah, just be in it. That's what it's about, being in it. And compared to other camps, sometimes they can be rather rough and you just do not get that sort of calm and rest that you need. And although they are memorable and they're interesting, they're great sort of learning experience, and at some point if you do go out wild camping, you'll end up in a bit of a predicament when it comes to weather. There's no doubt about it. So it's nice to just sort of practice that, you know, and actually become calm in those situations, but you just can't beat this. This is what it's all about. And I think that's what it is. It's taking the sort of rough with the smooth and just... yeah. There's no words. It's just awesome. It is just awesome. I love it. There is not a sound, just nothing. It's an absolutely dead silent night, and that is just a lovely place to be. Right, cup of tea time. Let's get that on there. I'll get some water in. What's up here? Gas might be getting a bit cold. There we are. Bro. If I put a lid on, it should be a little bit more efficient as well. So for pudding, I have a pouch here which is from an army ration pack, and I think it's like a banana and mango, something like that. So a little bit of fruit for me. And I've also got this, which is a raspberry and white chocolate mini loaf from Saurine. So that's my little treat. So exciting up on these mountains. Just need this to boil now. They are good. They're like baby food, and I really do like those as well. As you've seen in some of my other videos, I quite often buy the baby food ones and bring them out with me. It just gives you some good it gives you some good vitamins and minerals up on a mountain where it's quite hard to get hold of them. Yep, not bad at all. Onto this. A little Saurine. Cheers, guys. That's really Moorish. I've got another one, but I was going to save that for tomorrow. It's alright. I'm pretty good at controlling myself when it comes to cravings for food and things. I'm not the sort of person that gets addicted to things like sugar or alcohol or anything like that. Just wild camping, Yorkshire tea, a nice fire, and maybe the nice occasional beer. That's what it's about, eh? Aye. It is good, isn't it? It is good. There's too much in life where people sit in the past and spend all the time in the past, pissing and moaning about everything and dreaming of a future, and they never sit in the present, drink a cup of tea, taste something nice, and just be in it. And this is what it's about. I think this is what we all need to do more. Be present. It definitely makes you happier. It definitely makes you happier. 100%. I've been outside for probably about an hour now, just gently moseying around and taking in all the twinkling lights in the valley bottom there, which are mirrored by the twinkling stars. So it has actually just been so lovely because it's just really calm. There's a little tiny breeze just picking up now, which was to be expected, but I'm here and I'm just enjoying an absolutely just perfect night. It really is perfect. Obviously it's a little chilly, but as long as you got the right gear, you can cope with that. Anyway, I'm going to get myself ready for bed, get in that lovely down sleeping bag, and then rest these old bones. So we'll see you in the morning. Morning flowers. Well, as predicted, there's some pretty strong winds coming through and I've not been out yet, so we're gonna brace it and get ourselves out there and see what's going on. The dog's all sort of packed up, ready to go. I've got everything packed away in my backpack, waterproof jacket on, waterproof bottoms on, boots on, I've got a hat to go on, and I've also got my gloves warming up next to my body, so I'm not going to be putting cold gloves on. So the last thing I want to do is get cold hands up here and then struggle to put my tent down, so make sure you look after your hands. Right, I think we're ready. Let's do it. Right, the moment of truth. I've got my mitts on, that's the main thing. Let's get out there. Wow, complete winter wonderland. Very poor visibility, a fair amount of snow you can see. Yes. It's a bloody wild one. Every so often a wind comes through and you get all that spin drift and I can't see. I do have my goggles in there though, so I might have to get them on the way down, but right, I'm gonna have to get this tent down. Procrastinating does not help. Well, I can't even speak. The tent is down and it was actually easier than what I thought. I was quite strategic. I was quite sort of well, that wasn't as bad as what I thought. I was quite strategic with the way I dropped that tent then, and it went in nice and cleanly, and I kept my mitts on for the whole of it, apart from at the end where I took one mitt off just to stuff it into the sack and then into my bag, and then I got a cold hand within that sort of like minute though, but luckily it's coming back quite quickly, so I feel all right. Anyway, leave no trace as always. The dog is ready to go, I'm ready to go. Let's skedaddle off this mountain. Come on. Back to the summit, and now we're going to head back down the same way we came. The spin drift is not great for my eyes, but I do have my goggles if I need. Yeah, maybe I'll put my goggles on. Let's do it. We're just making our way down from the summit and we're now dropped out of that wind, and it's just, oh, just so nice. Such a pleasure just to have calm. And it's an absolute complete whiteout. You can't see a thing. The tarn's down there somewhere. There's maybe about 30 or 40 meters visibility, something like that. So luckily it's quite an easy path to follow, albeit a little bit technical in places. Go on then, Blue. So far as well, I've not needed my spikes for my shoes because it's sort of a fairly dry snow. It's not like that wet slippy stuff, and because there's loads of decent places to put your feet here, I'm doing all right. Sometimes they can be a hindrance and it's just finding the right balance with them. Anyway, if I need them, I have them, and that's the main thing. They're in my bag just in case. Sound. I'm back down to my office and I'm going to start editing my video. It has been a wild one, and definitely a game of two halves. The first half was calm and peaceful. I had clear skies, twinkling stars, and I just thoroughly enjoyed chilling out and taking in the view. But the second half, when I woke up this morning, was just diabolical. It was just crazy winds, all this snow just getting smashed at the tent with all the spin drift, and it was hard to get myself motivated to get out of that sleeping bag, to get out in it, knowing that I had quite a hard task ahead of me. So it's definitely worth packing for the second half of an adventure like this rather than the first half, because otherwise you might end up in some serious trouble. The tent absolutely did awesome. I mean, that just held up really well because it is designed for pretty nasty conditions anyway, and that's the Fjellraven Keb Dome 2. I've got these mitts, which are the Kappa mitts from PHDesigns. This is the first time that I've worn them out, and they have just been fantastic. My hands are toasty warm in here, and I could actually drop the full tent wearing them as well, which was interesting. They've also got some idiot loops on, so when it's windy and wild, if you need to drop your hand out to say pull a peg out, you're not going to lose your glove. So it definitely makes a difference having them on, and I am an idiot. What else? My boots have been awesome. Those are from Berghaus. They cost me 60 quid in a sale from 200. Slightly insulated, and they've just kept my feet warm as well. Waterproofs, I've got this Fjellraven jacket on here, which is the Keb, I don't even know, Keb jacket or something, but it's absolutely brilliant as well. Designed for snowy conditions, and the best thing about this is these two pockets here fit my camera in, so I'm happy about that. Anyway, it has been an absolute pleasure. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if so, give it a big fat thumbs up, and if you didn't enjoy it, just give it one of them anyway, because it's all about just spreading the love, spreading the positivity, and if you can, also just share the video, share on my channel, and try to get a few more people inspired to get out and just enjoy life that little bit more. Anyway, from me and the beautiful blue, we'll see you on the next one. Take care.